Okay, hello everybody. So this is my week 3 discussion post. So this week's readings and videos helped me to see perspective taking as an intentional process that involves how we think, where we focus, and how we practice our empathy. So starting with cognition and perspective taking, and the cognitive bias video, what stood out to me was how automatically our brains rely on shortcuts to interpret information. So I think that these biases help us to make sense of the world quickly, but I think that it can also distort how we interpret other people's behavior, especially during conflict. So I think that this relates to Oatzel's discussion of social cognition, where they explain that individuals construct meaning based on their prior experiences, expectations, and cultural frameworks. So Oatzel notes that conflict often arises not from objective realities, but from how people perceive and interpret interactions. So this reinforced for me that perspective taking requires slowing down our thinking and questioning our assumptions rather than assuming our interpretation is neutral or that it's complete. So then on the focus and the perspective taking, so in the video, the focus, the filters, and the selective attention, I was struck by how much information we unconsciously filter out based on what we believe is to be important. So our focus helps to shape our reality. So this connects with Grenny's crucial conversations, particularly when they emphasize in Start with the Heart that we must examine what we really want before engaging in difficult conversations. So Grenny pointed out that when our focus shifts to self-protection, control, or winning, we lose the ability to engage in meaningful dialogue with one another. So perspective taking requires intentional focus, choosing curiosity over defensiveness, and understanding over us being right. And then lastly, the empathy and the perspective video by Brené Brown. So the video highlighted that empathy is about connection. It's not fixing or minimizing someone else's experience. So this aligns with Fitstuff's discussion on us and others, where they emphasize that empathy allows us to recognize the humanity of those who we see as different or even opposed to us. So Fitstuff suggests that empathy does not require agreement, but it does require acknowledgement and respect for another person's lived experiences. So this helped me to understand that empathy is a foundational skill for perspective taking, especially in polarized or emotionally charged contexts. And lastly, so one question that I was curious about after this week, the reading and in the videos and stuff that we did. So how do we practice perspective taking in conflicts where power imbalances exist? So without unintentionally validating harmful behavior or silencing marginalized perspectives.